Morning, how are you? Today we're at a very special chalk pit in Sussex, notably Offham chalk pit. Standing behind us is the what's left really of the workings of the chalk pit from where they started. And what we're going to do is we're going to start here and then make our way down to where the chalk / turn into lime eventually ended. So enjoy your history lesson and I'll see you on the other side. Bye for now. Located overlooking Lewes on the South Downs lies a great piece of industrial Sussex, that of Offham Lime Works. Although chalk had been quarried here since the medieval period, Offham Lime Works really comes into its own when in 1801 George Schiffner, an industrialist and MP for Lewes, opened a brand new lime works, and by 1807 he had persuaded William Jessup Jr. to link his new lime works to the new canal system at the branch of the Upper Ouse navigation, known as the Chalk Pit Cut. Completed in 1809, the way this would be operated would be via a funicular tramway, in which, once the chalk was extracted and then burnt from the 4 kilns on the site, the lime and probably raw chalk would be loaded into wagons, attached to pulleys and a flywheel in the brake house at the head of the incline, and would pass under the road via 2 tunnels using the funicular style design. So, as one wagon would descend, it would bring the empty wagon from the opposite side into the other tunnel, back up the hill. Evidence has shown that the loaded wagons ran up the northernmost track and the unloaded ones on the southernmost track. At the base of the incline, the chalk and lime were unloaded onto barges and a specially constructed wharf. The quarry went out of use around 1890, but was noted it could have ceased operations way before, probably in the middle of the 1800s. Now the tunnels have been given Grade 2 listed status and serve as an incredible reminder of Sussex's industrial past. Hello. So my way into the actual chalk face itself. And notably there are a couple of pits that are situated here, not just this one. I think there's one that literally is on the opposite side as well. But the scale of this is, it takes your breath away actually being here, because you think it's a lot smaller when you look at maps and pictures and everything else. But when you're actually here, the cliff face is actually huge, and if we were to go on top, you'd just see that potentially we're in such a dip. We really are. Obviously, for the purpose of today, there is no way I'm going to be standing on top. But it is actually it's a bit of nature. It's beautiful. You can still see this brilliant white chalk coming through, but when you're here at ground level, what you see more notably are these huge chunks of chalk boulders that have wound their way down here. And they're quite formidable. You wouldn't want one of them sort of rolling down at you anytime soon. But it's notable that when you're here, there really is this disused sort of feel to it. Really does have that sort of presence to it. You know, it just feels very abandoned here, more than you'd expect. And surrounding us around here would have been some kilns, or the kilns, but unfortunately they've probably been long buried by now. The bases, I would assume, will probably still be here, but I can't really imagine us seeing anything else, especially coming down here in autumn time when you'd sort of see a bit more. I've had a brief look. I mean, I can't find anything. Probably underneath the ground somewhere, but we're here, and this is obviously where we started our journey. As we come out, what we're going to have a look at is the offices, or what would have been the office, which was then the Chalk Pit Inn pub, which was then turned into a curry house. And there's still some working going on in there, so I'm not really sure what's going on in there. And then we've got our amazing funicular tunnels that we need to explore, which go underneath the road. So I'm really looking forward to that. But it's nice actually just standing here, and you can see just the roof of where the offices would have been, or the office, which still is there, turned into a pub, etc, etc. So brilliant. Let's keep going, I reckon. Come on then. Right, so I'm now at the base of the Chalk Pit, which obviously behind us would have been what was labelled as the offices. So this would have been the heart of the industrial site really for this Chalk Pit. And obviously it heads down, it's right on the main road really, or one, we'll call it the main road for the moment. And just on to our right we'd be heading down into Lewes itself. So Lewes is sort of just to our right, and then in front of us is the River Ouse. But the funicular tunnels are just down here, and where I am situated would have been roughly where you would have had the linking part of the funicular tunnel, which would have had the sort of like turnstile winch type of operation here. And then as we look up, you can notice that obviously they would have extracted this chalk coming down here and then aiming just towards this. So let's do it. Right, so we've made it, and covered in spice waves, brilliant really. If you have a look, the bricks are in amazing condition, and it's just this funicular design. So one tram goes down, and whilst one's coming down, the weight of that is pulling the other one up, and it's beautiful, really is beautiful. And I suppose that's what you've got to see it as, this beautiful bit of engineering. More importantly, such a simple sort of process. In essence, the fact of the weight is helping it pull, vice versa. And yeah, do you know what? I think we should just let's head straight in there. Should we do that? Yeah, I reckon we should. Brilliant. I'm so impressed by this design. Right, let's go. Come on. Right. Oh, blimey. Trying to do this and hold a camera. Quite a tricky feat. So let's have a look down. There we go. So this it's quite shallow to get in, but once you're in, it's amazing really. Like I said, it's not the longest tunnel you're ever going to see in your life. However, it's very pretty. It really is. There's Coke bottles and all sorts down here. Amazing. tell you what really amazes me. What really amazes me is that it's very steep coming down here. It's a good gradient, and it's really, I'm naturally coming down here. If you look up, we're now under, oh, sorry, come on. We're now under the main road, and it's very quiet all of a sudden. You can hear the distant rumble of the main road, but apart from that, it's very quiet down here. Considering it's open at both ends as well. But this beautiful brickwork that we see. Slipping all over the place. Oh, lovely, I love it. Lovely couple of tunnels, really. Amazing. Let's turn my torch off because we ain't gonna need that now. Wow. And here we are, looking out. Absolutely brilliant. What really takes your breath away is that all of a sudden it dips and bends. It's very surreal, and it really does give you this proper gradient all of a sudden. Actually, let me get my torch again just so you get to properly see it. It's very steep. I wasn't actually expecting it to be as steep as it was, but it really is. Really hard to tell. But yeah, imagine. Wow. Absolutely brilliant. Just the sheer construction and beauty of this place is amazing, really. 1805 that says on it. Well, and then if we look on the other side, there's our other one, there's our parallel one. I wonder if I can get through. It's very overgrown at the moment. There you go. Let's hold on to that. Try and pull ourselves up. Yeah, there you go. Wow. Amazing. Really amazing. Okay, so I thought I'd do something a little bit different, and I thought I'd stand on the road, and instead of going down to the river, I thought I'd show you its course, really, because at the end of the day it's just a river that is down there, which obviously puts everything into context. But if I just give you a bit of a brief idea of what we're doing. So the Funicular tunnel comes directly basically under where the car is, comes under this road, and then, as we noticed when we got out, it was on that portal that we came out of, and obviously you've got the other one just there. And as you can see, even now, obviously you saw how overgrown it was, it followed the path right down, and then just where that row of trees are, that's where the river is. And then it would have transported all the way up to there. So if you can see in the distance, there's a little bridge, sorry for the loud traffic, and it would have transported all the way up to the River Ouse, which is just on this shallow bend over there. And into our right, that's where Lewis is. So it puts it all into context when you're up here. And I was sort of debating whether to keep on going down there and to finish it up whilst we're at the river, but on this occasion I kind of felt that it would be better to have an overview rather than a practical sort of feet on the ground down there. There's also the remains down there of what they referred to as the tally house, or the brick remains anyway, and what that was literally to tally up all of the bags of lime / chalk rubble that would have been transported onto the barges to be carried off away. But like I said, for today, I think it's better we just have a view from up here, even though it's a lot more loud. So where I was literally there when you saw me, and it's quite a substantial overgrowth to get through. And then obviously it just carries on, and then just down into the little riveroos, or the like tributary of it. And then if I walk to the side, hopefully can get a better perspective of it all down there. It does level off, but like I said, for today I just wanted to do something a little bit different. And yeah. Right, so let's have a summary. So stay with me and we'll have a look. Come on. Okay, so we did it ish. I'm acutely aware that this place has been like filmed to death, and actually every other video that I've seen has probably done a better job than I did. And even though it's been on the bucket list for a long time to do this one, in fact I was chatting to Richard Vobes, who's done an amazing video on this, and I'm sure one of his amazing followers will put the link down below to this one. I just wanted to do something a little bit different. The main focus of this video was to do the funicular tunnel, to focus on the chalk pit and obviously the building that's still here. And I can't do much about the traffic. The only thing that, like I said, I did miss out on was actually following its course down to the river. However, you could see it just about from the top, and I did want to try and do something a little bit different for today. Normally I'm a little bit sort of more harder on myself, but you know, you'd get the idea. So thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it as much as you could. Love to all of you out there. Sorry this wasn't the best video on the channel that you've ever seen. However, we did focus on a few of the most important things. To be fair, I was thinking that I could have just done a video on the tunnels themselves, but as you know, it's also incorporating an extra bit of history in there as well. So any more words of Phoenix history, because history matters. Thank you so much for watching. Sorry for how loud this is. Take care, look after yourself, spread the word of the channel if you want to. This video is rubbish, so you really don't have to on this one. Take care, love to all of you out there. Ready? See y'all very soon, kapow.